Okay, so for the speaking outline, I started with an audience analysis. Of course, our book, we've talked about it a lot as well, the importance of audience analysis in any document. So for this kind of speech, as well as the final report, I identified the stakeholders as the Colorado Department of Justice and law enforcement officers. So to really get my audience analysis started and going, I looked up the requirements, the basic requirements to be a recruit with the law enforcement, and use that as the baseline for like, okay, here's the education level I can expect, and here's what that means for my science jargon. Here's like they have their vision level, and here's how that can impact, what I design in my slides. I have to be fluent in English, which means I can, put more things like jargon and whatnot and speak a little faster. So definitely start with that. And basically for the audience analysis, think about, okay, who specifically would you imagine giving this presentation to? Who are your stakeholders for the report? And then what about them? What are their characteristics that will impact the speech that you give? Okay, so then I just wrote out a quick little introduction, started numbering like, okay, this is what would happen on slide 1, slide 2. This is really important for the PechaKucha because it is such a limited slide deck, but anytime you're doing a speaking outline, definitely recommend kind of considering, okay, slide, 3, 4, here's what's generally going to be on it, here's generally what I'm going to talk about. Now, the level of scripting that goes into your outline really is going to depend on you and your needs. I sort of have found and recommend, keeping it to simple bullets like I'm doing with the general idea, so that way your speech itself comes across a little bit more relaxed, authentic. Sometimes, we've just sort of found that students and speakers, if they are too sort of scripted and worried about like memorizing something that they've written already, then it comes across to the audience as very sort of rehearsed and like you're reading off a script, and that just can be less engaging for the audience. So I, again, think about your thoughts, really kind of map out, here's what I need to say, here's what I want to talk about on each slide, but then, try to be a little bit more spontaneous, if you can, to keep it in kind of that more conversational tone that can be a little bit more helpful for audiences. So as you see, as I've been talking, I just have been going through and labeling each of the slides. You have 10 slides for the PechaKucha revised or the PechaKucha deck that we're working with. And so now I'm on slide 8, which is going to be my conclusion, starting to wrap it up, reminding them, okay, here's the overall results that we found. Nice sort of pithy statements about it. Slide 9, kind of the final recommendation and takeaway is going to exist there. And then I'll use my 10th slide to be forward looking and just really wrap it up and review. And kind of at the end here, just in case my timing gets off, I've built in a little bit of, sort of leeway between slides 9 and 10 where I can sort of finish up.